I feel like I gotta start this video by saying I really enjoy Shroud, and I really like Ninja, and I really like the Mixer platform, at least some of what they do, and I feel like I need to stress that every time I talk about these guys, and they will be talked about a lot going forward, especially in these next few months as we figure out what exactly is going to go down when it comes to Mixer versus Twitch versus YouTube, other platforms in this waging war as well. Finally, Shroud has actually given a bit more insight on his thoughts of Mixer versus Twitch. I think he made some pretty fair points as well. I want to compare some points and talk about a few of which he did make. I will say right off the rip, one of the points he did make about Mixer, unfortunately enough, and actually very clearly does say he has no idea what they do now. He does not know what they do now because given this 2-year plan or whatever this plan was for the future, especially during this year of 2020 and going forward, we even heard Ninja talk about this as well. When it comes time for PR and advertisement of the Mixer platform, all of that has been put to waste because of COVID and quarantine. Both Mixer, of course, had plans for Shroud and Ninja during this time, and they really could not capitalize because of very unfortunate circumstances.
Unfortunately so. We had a lot of plans, like me and Microsoft and Mixer. We had a lot of plans to do very, very cool advertising, and then Corona started to happen, and then started to, you know, we're starting to take precautions there, and all of those opportunities and all of those things that we were going to do no longer exist. So imagine having like a 2-year plan, okay, and it involves a lot of in-person activities, right? And you put all your resources into planning and scheduling and booking and whatever, and then that whole 2-year plan's gone. Now they have to sit back and be like, oh shit, like what do we do now? You know?
Take care of everything. There was a lot of, I don't know how many details I can share, but I could share some of it. What we wanted to do with the Ninja brand is obviously continue to blow it up outside of gaming, which, by the way, this whole Corona shit has kind of destroyed those opportunities, you know, because I'm not going to be going anywhere. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be going on live shows right now and flying around. Like, I'm trying to, you know, practice social distancing and be smart and lead by example.
And the other big point that Shroud does make that I think will be a big talking point, and always curious what your guys' insights are on this, because we have numbers out there from Mixer in its past. If you guys don't know, Mixer's been around for a handful of years now. It's not necessarily a new platform, but Shroud does stress it was, and he is right when it comes time for pretty much the ground up, right? Mixer's been around for a handful of years, but they never made a big grab at some big people out there, so they've been doing quite well. When it comes time for financials, I'm sure it's not been too big of an investment for Microsoft over those handful of years until they tried to acquire a couple of the biggest streamers on a rival platform, that being Ninja and Shroud from Twitch. Ever since then, though, year over year, we talked about this last video, we have seen the growth of other platforms of YouTube and Facebook and Twitch be either double-digit, sometimes triple-digit growth over the past year, where Mixer pulled in a whopping growth of 0.2%. Shroud likes to stress that yes, because they're from the ground up, we have to look towards the long-term play, and to that I would counter, how long is Microsoft in it? Clearly, I have no idea what Shroud and Ninja are being told from the Mixer staff and what Microsoft is telling that said Mixer staff, but Microsoft is not known for having long-term plays when it comes time for anything that shows no sign of promise. And so we don't know that, right? Maybe they don't even know that as well. I would vastly counter the long-term play of, you know, short-term, you got to show some sort of promise, especially when you compare to, and again, this is only a small piece. When it comes time for looking before Ninja and Shroud, the Mixer platform, I'm just looking towards the last quarter of 2018, where their concurrent viewership, at least what Streamlabs is telling us, grew nearly 200% in that individual quarter. Now we fast forward over a year to after acquiring 2 of the biggest streamers, and you're telling me over that year that they grew 0.2%? And to me, yeah, right, those numbers need more context, of course, need more elaboration as well. But if you're growing more in 2018, possibly 2019, before you acquire the 2 biggest streamers to join your platform, that doesn't paint the best picture, at least in my eyes.
I think what a lot of people don't take into account when it comes to Mixer's growth is the fact that they essentially started from nothing, right? There's nothing to grab a hold of to help them. Now they have to completely go back through the whole thing and try to try to figure it out, you know? So a lot of people don't think of the long con. They don't think of the long play. They just think of short-term play, right? So if you take Twitch and Mixer, right? Of course, Twitch right now is doing so good and continuing to do good because they have something, right? People who have started on Twitch 6 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, if they started that long ago, they probably have a pretty good foundation there, right? So that means why would they go anywhere else? They just wouldn't, right? So fast forward 3, 4, 5 years, the people that are going to be the up and comers, the new guys, those are going to be the people that are going to be on Mixer in the future, right? That's in theory, that's the long con. That's the long play. Because oversaturation is definitely real, right? So if you're somebody that wants to start live streaming, why would you do it somewhere that's oversaturated? You know, you'd go somewhere where you think you have more success, or somewhere that you like better, right? That's kind of what Mixer's trying to be. They're trying to be that haven for those people, the new people. Sounds so weird. That goes for watching too. You know, why would you stop, or why would you swap if you're watching, right? And you've watched for years there. So that's what I'm saying. The end goal isn't necessarily to grab those people. While it is good to grab them, your plan can't be too focused on grabbing them. Just more so getting the attention and waiting. You really just have to wait. When you're creating a streaming platform, you just have to sit there and fucking wait.
And so very lastly, Shroud does stress that sometimes you got to wait, right? When it comes time for streaming, to taking back those chunks that Twitch has really doubled down on, right? They've really countered Mixer hard. YouTube is, I would say, even countered harder when it comes time for acquirings and signings out there, and exclusive streamers they have brought either back to the platform or to the platform. Gosh, I can't imagine being Mixer right now, and I can't imagine that Microsoft can actually, in my opinion, sit back and just hope for the best. And I really do feel badly for when it comes time for people who somehow hate on Shroud and Ninja. I'm not hating on them. I really am not. I think a future video easily will be that Mixer failed these guys when it comes time for both the advertisement and the PR rundown being shut down primarily throughout this entire year, which would have helped a little bit. But, you know, I ask you guys this. When's the last time you saw a Twitch ad besides on Twitch, right? When's the last time you saw Twitch having to heavily promote themselves? I don't know if that's going to move the ticker. I think typically streamers will probably move the ticker, and Mixer's not making those moves either. In fact, I would ask you guys this. What moves is Mixer making? Especially compared to what YouTube and Twitch are doing, what big moves have Mixer done ever since acquiring these two? And I think this platform is failing these two, and I will stand by that. I really do respect Ninja and Shroud for what they have done. They landed so many streamers out there, so many big deals, and so many life-changing moments and contracts. And they made that move themselves. When it comes time for making future moves, it is on Mixer. Yes, a little bit falls on Ninja and Shroud, but if that's not possible right now, given the quarantine and the period we are in, what else can Mixer do? Because YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, they are doing, and Mixer is not. I really don't mean to be negative, Nelly, every time I talk about this. Again, I love reading the comments, especially on these videos. If you guys have anything to say on this, please drop a comment down below. I'll end on this. Again, I hope I'm wrong. I really hope we look back 3, 4, according to Shroud, 4 or 5 years from now, and all of a sudden, if that's what it takes, right? If that's what it takes to move the ticker, that all of a sudden new streamers, because of oversaturation, are now moving to Mixer and away from Twitch, which, you know, I think he even argued his own point there. Just because there's oversaturation of streamers, well, there's an oversaturation of streamers on Twitch, but there's also an oversaturation of what you need, that being viewers. So, of course, people right now are going to start on Twitch because maybe the potential, despite oversaturation of streamers, is still higher to garner some traction than it is on Mixer, because you can't get viewers if there are no viewers. And again, I feel like me and Shroud could go back and forth and argue this all day long if we wanted to. It just comes down to the point of if they're right and if I'm wrong, and I really hope I am. We can wait this out. Do I think it's going to make it 4 or 5 years? I do not, but you guys are welcome to your own opinions as well. The streamer war does wage on, and I think Mixer has to do something soon. Until next time, hope you guys all enjoy. Drink your Wawa, drink your coffee. I'll catch you guys back here all day long, all week long. Until then, take care.